Hey guys, hey, it's Jennifer here. I am the president, the founder of Ardenti Global Service Learning, and I wanted to kind of just give you a little brief introduction as to what service learning is. And the reason being is because I've been working a lot with the University of North Georgia, and I go and talk in a lot of their classes. And one thing that we have found, especially mostly in commuter schools that are the four-year colleges that you're driving to every day because you got jobs and you're doing things and you don't have time to go live on campus or whatever the case may be. But one thing that we have learned is that students really are unsure as to what service learning is. So when we found that out, we thought that was a little concerning because we wanted to make sure that you guys knew why we were doing this and why you were doing this and why you would want to do this. So I want to just give you a little brief description of what you would be doing in a typical service learning trip or something, you know, having to do with service learning. So service learning is basically taking the skills that you're learning in those classrooms that you're sitting in every single day, so that you can go out in the world one day and get your degree and go out and get one of those big person jobs or whatever they want to call it. But you're taking the skills that you're learning in those classrooms every day and you are applying them in a real world situation. And while you're doing that, while you're applying them in a real world situation, you are also helping a community in need. And this applies to any major. So you can be a criminal justice major, you can be a nursing major, you can be an agriculture major, you can be education major. No matter what it is that you're doing, this applies to you because you can always help somebody. And you can always learn something from it. So no matter what you're doing, this applies to you. So basically what we do on our service learning trips is, like this summer, we have a group of kids going to Belize, and we're going to host a summer camp in the Colette district in Belize City. And we'll be tackling some pretty major social issues. Those social issues being drug education and prevention, sex education. We also tackle literacy. We talk about why it's so important to stay in school. So we're tackling some pretty big social issues with kids, young kids, because in these countries, unfortunately, the young kids have these social issues that just kind of plague them, unfortunately. So we're going to go down there. We're going to have this camp. It's going to be amazing. We have a camp mascot. Her name is Tamia, and notice I said her name because we want to empower our female students. So Tamia is a toucan, which is the national bird of Belize, and Tamia faces a different social situation every single day. And our camps during the day, what we're doing, our activities, are all centered around whatever social situation Tamia is facing that day. So say Tamia is got some peer pressure going on, then our reading comprehension workshop that we're doing that day is going to be a story about some peer pressure, and then at the end of the story we're going to answer questions on how they could have better dealt with the peer pressure or how you can deal with peer pressure if it happens to you, so that we're still getting that reading comprehension in and working on that literacy, but we're also dealing with the social problem at hand. Then we move on to bucket farming, and guys, this is so important. We're doing bucket farming with this community to give them sustainable grocery. So what will happen is we're going to teach these kids how to bucket farm, and we're going to give them things like raspberries and cucumbers and potatoes and lemons and things of that nature. They're going to take these buckets home, and then they're going to co-op it within their community so that they have free sustainable groceries that they can continue growing once we're gone. And so we're going to do some bucket farming with them, and then they're going to move on to PE, and their PE programs are all going to be centered around the situation that we're facing that day, whatever social situation that is. Then we're going to go to arts and crafts, which again will center around whatever social situation that they're facing that day. Then we're gonna come together and we're going to have an assembly, and our assembly will basically, we're gonna, you know, get kids to tell us what Tamia can do to fix the peer pressure problem that she had that day, or the drug problem that she had that day, or the sex ed problem that she had that day, or whatever the case may be, whatever she's facing. This assembly is just gonna kind of bring all these kids back together, and we're all gonna, as a community, face this social issue. Now I have some criminal justice majors going with me on this trip. I have a history major going on this trip with me. I have an education major going on this trip with me. English major. I mean, this just applies to every single person. So that being said, you know, if you're a nursing student, we're going to get you to a hospital, you know, so that you can see in this different country how they are tackling problems in their hospitals, you know, unlike how we're doing them here. If you're a criminal justice major, we're going to get you to the police department and the magistrates so that you can see how the police department and magistrate are tackling those social issues that they face daily in that community, and how they're dealing with them. So, you know, if you're an education major, we're going to put you in the classroom and let you see how these teachers, you're going to assist the teachers in the classroom and let you see how these teachers deal with this particular students during the day. And you're just going to get that global aspect and outlook on what you're learning to do in the classroom. And how's that going to help you? So let's talk about that. So you're going to have a global aspect, and you go into a job interview and you have somebody sitting next to you who's been sitting next to you for the last 4 years, who is doing the same, has graduated with the same degree that you have. But on your application, you've been to Belize and you've tackled social problems with kids in the Colette district, you know, involving drug education and sex education and literacy. And on the other person's application, they just graduated. They didn't do any of the global aspect of that. There was no service learning. There was no real-time, real-world situational learning in their degree. All they have is, yeah, I went to school for 4 years, but that's what everybody else did. So this gives you an edge that other kids don't have when you're coming out of this, out of the arena that you're sitting in with everybody else doing the same exact thing. You are 8 times more likely to get a job than someone who does not have service learning on their resume. If you're sitting next to somebody in a job interview and they don't have it and you do, you're 8 times more likely to get that job. So it's just pretty important. We're giving back to communities. We are serving a need in a community, and we're helping you at the same time. It's a win-win. We have a great time. Not only do we go down there to learn, we go down there to really experience the culture. So what we do is we don't go and stay in the resorts, because anybody can do that. A tourist can do that. We're not going to be a tourist. On our trips, we go and we live within the community. In Jamaica, you live in a Jamaican home. You eat Jamaican cuisine. You have a Jamaican mom, you know, that brings you, that does your food for you. In Belize, you're going to live within the community in a dorm-style bed and breakfast, and you're going to be part of the community. You're not, you know, living in a hotel. You're going down and you're actually becoming part of that community, because, guys, we are now global. We are a global community. All of us are working toward a global community, and because of that, we need to learn how to be global. And our whole mission in doing this with you guys and with our community partners in our different countries is to make sure that everyone understands the importance and the benefits of that global aspect to this learning. So, having said that, that kind of gives you a little bit of brief understanding of what we're doing as a company. And as an organization, we're super excited about our upcoming trips. We have 2 fall trips. Both of them are 2 weeks in length. One to Jamaica, one to Belize. We're opening up registration for that on May the 1st. We have very limited spots, and the reason that we have limited spots is because we want you to go down to these countries and we want you to get the full entire experience of living within that community. And once you bring a lot of students into that, you kind of lessen that experience. So we have 10 spots for the Belize trip. We have 10 spots for the Jamaican trip. Doesn't matter if you're number 1 or number 9 or number 10, it's still the same price. And trust me when I tell you that yes, there are program fees associated, but you're not going to go as a tourist to these countries and live like you're living in these countries for the amount of money that this is. It's just not, it's not possible. So because we have community partnerships, we're able to bring this to you at a very discounted rate. And as a nonprofit, this is just getting your service learning opportunity taken care of. It's just taking care of our community partners. We do have a site sustainability fees built into your program costs, and what that's for is to help our community partners. So we basically take money and put it into that community so that they can sustain. So that being said, we are opening our registration on May the 1st to Belize and to Jamaica. Those are both 2-week trips. You can get an amazing, enormous amount of service hours out of that. And I know that our HSDA program at UNG has, they love the global aspect of this because you're getting all your service learning hours over in like 2 weeks. So they have to have like 150 service learning hours, and all 150 service learning hours are met with this one trip. So it's pretty efficient way to get your service learning hours taken care of. So if you have any questions, we are happy to answer them. We have so many different ways that you can get in touch with us. We're on Facebook, Ardenti Global Service Learning. We are on Twitter at Ardenti Global Serve. We are on Instagram as Ardenti Service Learning. We have our website, www.ardenti.net. If you are on our email list, I open up texting to you guys because as millennials, you guys love to text, and so we're going to text you guys if you want to text. We're not going to make you give us a call. If your department heads or your professors need to see some literature, we have it for them. All you have to do is give us a call, go to our website, sign up for our email, tweet us, Instagram us, get on Facebook, send us a message, whatever you have to do to find out how you can become a part of a global community. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have some pictures up after we go in the summer in July, and some video of all the things that we're doing in Belize. We're going to have a great time, a blast. We hope that you'll join us. And again, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to get in contact with us. Again, that website is www.ardenti.net. And on Facebook, we are Ardenti Global Service Learning. On Instagram, we're Ardenti Service Learning. And on Twitter, we are Ardenti Global Serve. So if you want to hit us up any of those ways, please do not hesitate to do so. Sign up for our emails so that we can send you out all the information that we have on our trips so that you can be the first to sign up. These things go quick, and we have a great time. We're going to have so much fun, and you guys are just going to love the experience. It's been good talking to you, and I hope you guys will check us out on the web, www.ardenti.net. Have a great day. Talk to you soon, guys.